Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Alex Crypto. Check out alexcrypto.com or check me out on Twitter at alexcryptotv. Definitely want to talk to you about the global market at the moment for cryptocurrency. We currently stand at $280 billion, just a tad over. So we gained about $20 billion since I did the last video, so we have been taking a rise slowly. Looking across the board in the past 24 hours, we are seeing some double-digit gains for some of the currencies, such as Ripple, for example. Litecoin took a nice little pull up. Cardano is seeing some life finally after seeing a long retracement, as well as Neo, one of my favorites, and NEM finally taking a big bump after that negative news of the hack, as well as Lisk and Verge. Verge is on an amazing bull run for the past week with 48% gains in 24 hours and 75 over the week, which is incredible. In fact, one of my friends got XVG on his license plate on his BMW M5. That's how big of a believer some people are in Verge. Steam up 20%, which is amazing. Siacoin up 18, and Waves, Stratus good for 10. Anyways, let's take a look a little deeper and see what's been going on with a lot of these currencies. Like looking at Bitcoin is the major player. So we see we took a nice rebound here from the $6,430 level, and we peaked out here at the $7,520 level, and now we're probably seeing an internal retracement happening with this Elliott wave set. Let's take a look at the charts. Here we're seeing Bitcoin, the Tether on the Binance on the daily. Actually, this is a 6-hour chart, not the daily. So let's draw up some Fibonacci lines and see where we stand on the Bitcoin. You know what? Maybe let's not use the Binance chart because its data is not complete. Let's use the Coinbase chart. The Coinbase chart is the most complete chart, so we'll use the Coinbase because we have the most data, and most people sell and buy their crypto on Coinbase anyways. At least the newbies to the industry are. The more professional traders do not. But anyways, here we go. So here's our Fibonacci retracement tool, and we see that Bitcoin is currently at 73.90 off the top of this bump. So is it safe to say that we're beginning a bull run back? Well, I would say not so quick, because the retracement still looks very incomplete. We're only a little lower, we're just a little lower than the 0.618 or the 61.8% level, which is at the just a tad under $8,000. So let's throw some more Fibonacci lines on this little area here and see where we stand here. Let's make them a little bit thinner so we can distinguish the lines from one another. Okay. So internal retracement of this little bump seems complete. So we're taking another bump here off the 876, which is a very popular zone for these algos. It's a very popular algo target here at $6,591.81 level. So you see this bump happening right here. And let's get off the 6-hour chart and switch into the 1-hour view. Let's, you guessed it, throw more fib lines onto this wave because they work in a fractal way. If you don't know what fractal means, Google it, but I'll try to briefly explain it here. Fractal just means self-similarity, sort of like clouds or mountains. If you zoom in, they kind of look the same no matter how you zoom in. Like, for example, the moon missions, as the LEM was coming in to land on the moon, for example. No matter how far away or close to the moon you are, it kind of always looks the same. So this is kind of the same principle. That's what fractal is. It's self-similarity, repeating patterns on all scales. So we'll throw up a fib tool here, and we see the internal retracement might have begun. So if it makes it a little lower than this 236, we could safely assume it's begun an internal retracement. And the target for this internal retracement would be this area here, I would say, the $6,581 level. What it's going to do next after that is hard to say, because on a larger time scale, we see that Bitcoin has not finished its retracement. And in fact, over here, you actually have a confluence. A confluence meaning two lines joining together, and you have a doubling of the effect. So you have a confluence of 876s right here for this very small time scale and this mid time scale of this wave. So you have the 876 for this and the 876 for this. So So it'd be very interesting to watch this area here. It might take another bump off this area, or it might send it shooting down lower. I would say it'll probably take a bump here. So anyways, so what is the target? What is the target for Bitcoin? Well, the longer term target for Bitcoin would actually be down here. It would be at this kind of $3,000 level. As much as you guys don't want to hear it, it's very possible that the algos might attempt to push Bitcoin all the way down here. Now this is an interesting level, 3,000, because I can show you a few other interesting things. If we turn on the daily here, we can begin to draw some trend lines, and we could establish a couple of patterns here. There's basically three major patterns that I've noticed with Bitcoin. Here's the longest trend, right? So the longest trend would be probably from over here, I would say, and we could establish it gaining value like this. So this would be the long-term rise up. Then there's the more exuberant rise up, which would be this quick, and that trend seems like we've broke that a few days ago already. And then there was the crazy run up, which was this. That we broke a long time ago already, before we took that first big bump during the retracement. So this has been broken already. We've just broken this trend line as well, and this I believe was sitting on the 200-day moving average, if I remember correctly. No, even lower. We broke the 200-day a long time ago. So anyways, yes, so we broke this trend line. So now we have one more trend line left. And do any of you guys want to take a wild guess where that trend line is sitting? Anybody? Anybody? Well, I heard some of you through my psychic powers. Yes, you've guessed it. That line is sitting right between the 786 and the 876, which is basically the 79 and the 88% retracement level. Right in between them is sitting this green arrow, which establishes the long-term trend. So on the shorter term, yes, maybe you could expect internal retracement for this little tiny bump here, like I just showed you. Maybe we'll take another tiny bump, but I think eventually the market will continue moving down into this range here, and I think this will be the buy zone. Now it will test some areas before then first. I know $3,000 for Bitcoin sounds crazy with all this excitement in the market. There is some other zones, for example, like over here you have a strong support zone, which has been proven to be a strong support zone in the past actually. If you look at the $5,800, $5,700 level, which would be around these areas here where we are now, well, a little lower where we are now, I would say probably somewhere around here. Yes, here, around these levels. Yep, see, this is where we had some previous support right around this area. So it could go down there, but I doubt it. I think we're going a bit lower because this is like a nether region. It's in between the 618 and the 786. And I know these charts don't tend to stop in these places. That algos have specific targets that they push for. And I think they're going to keep shorting this fucking thing until it gets down to 4670 and even lower. Maybe as low as 3,000. Who knows? Anything can happen. So definitely something to watch carefully. And as it goes down to these levels, I would be accumulating and trying to accumulate more Bitcoin. So I definitely stay out of this area and kind of target this area here. This would be the area to target. Anything under the 786. So I think that's where Bitcoin is going. Let's take a look at some other ones too, like Litecoin, for example. Litecoin charts are very similar to Bitcoin charts, and we could take Litecoin USD. We'll take another Coinbase currency because Coinbase has a very long record here. So LTC to USD. Here we go. Let's clear the chart off of all the crap I had there before. So looking at Litecoin, it's a very similar chart to Bitcoin. So let's throw our Fibonacci level before anything. Okay, so we see the retracement on Litecoin is in a very similar scenario, and that the possible bottom for Litecoin is $55.24. Can it go down there? Well, absolutely, because look where the strongest support for it is. It's right at the 786 level. See this? This is all price action right here at this level. What the hell's going on with this? My goddamn. There we go. This is all price action going on at this $55, $60 level, $65 level. So very possible that Litecoin might make it down into this $55 market. Now, there could be much more support. There could be much more players in the market now than there was before. So it might not even make it down here. It might bottom out at $93 at the 786 level. Or we might have finished now. But like I said, these graphs really do not like to stop in these nether regions between fib levels. We usually like to take pivots on the fib levels themselves. So with that in mind, I would also expect Litecoin to continue its trajectory further down to the south point here, the $55 level. What the hell is going on with these damn tools? There we go. So I would expect this thing to keep retracing to the $54 level, and I would progressively stack my buys between 92 and 54, and I would just keep watching it. But I would probably watch it closer to 54. This is where all the previous price action is, and that's what I would keep watching. Let's look at a little bit closer to see what Litecoin's doing right now on the hourly. We could see here that it's already peaked out, and we could expect a retracement downward. This is called an internal retracement when you have subwaves retracing down. And we see here that we've peaked out at about $138 here, and now we're making our way back down again. Probably to this $113 level. Maybe we'll take a bounce there and come back up to this $130 level. That's also possible. Or algos can begin a dramatic push back down again. Anything could happen. So definitely be another interesting coin to watch. I like Litecoin. Litecoin is the coin that made me the most profit when I first got into it. So I definitely have a soft spot for LTC. Let's see what else we could quickly take a look at. Let's take a look at Ethereum, another one of the big players here. Looking at Ethereum, we see also a very similar chart, internal retracement. It peaked out on the small time scale at $421, but I wanted to say 420. Round it down. Giggity. Okay, so it's continuing its retracement, and we see it took a small bump, just as Bitcoin, just as Litecoin, and now it's beginning an internal retracement down to this $367 level, it seems. So we'll definitely be watching Ethereum to see where it winds up, but based on past retracement, this is a safe area to watch. So I would definitely expect probably a bump to happen over here, and again, just like Litecoin, you could probably expect a retracement back up to this 398 level. But again, this is not guaranteed. This is a market. It's very unpredictable. You know, you never know what it's going to do. You have to be vigilant and you have to watch. But what's promising is there's still a lot of good buying activity in this volume profile. So buyers are still there. So this thing can continue further upwards. It's not impossible. But if it indeed peaked here, if this is indeed the peak, then it will begin an internal retracement. But it can continue further up. You know, there's nothing to say that we're going to stop here. You could see a little further upside to maybe over here. Who knows? $430. Anything is possible, you know. It's not impossible, that's for sure. Okay, so moving on. Anything else we could look at? Maybe in the top 5. Let's take a look at Ripple. Ripple is another popular one, and it looks like it's been beasting. So here we have an old chart loaded up for Ripple, and it looks like on the long term, Ripple has completed its retracement. This is very interesting. Let me just confirm that and zoom out. Make sure I know what the F I'm talking about here. Okay, yeah, looks good. Looks very good. Let's just fix our fib. It looks like Ripple had its run up to $3.54 back then in December, just as we hit the new year, and then it retraced hard, and we're down at the bottom. So I think this would be a good time to buy into Ripple, especially as news of Ripple's adoption is spreading across the news boards and the news websites out there. I've read at least 2 articles today that talked about the adoption of Ripple across the world. So see, it bounced off this 87.6 or 0.876 Fibonacci level at 43 cents, and now we're taking a nice bump up. I think Ripple may be primed for a bull run, actually, so it'd be very interesting to see it continue going up. I noticed a lot of these charts are kind of linked together, so a lot of them will follow what Bitcoin is doing. So what could also happen is you could expect Ripple to maybe take a nice bump over here to 75 cents, maybe keep going close to $1. But then I would expect maybe some sideways action to happen as Bitcoin continues retracing down towards that $5,000 and potentially even $3,000 level. So I would expect maybe some sideways action, a little up and down, but it could continue moving up as well. So who knows? Who knows? Let's zoom into Ripple, see what it's doing now. It took a nice bump up. Looks like it had one of the bigger gains throughout the day than other cryptocurrencies that we looked at. Let's see here, throw our fib tool on this latest wave and see what's going on. Now it might not be done peaking, but like I said, for the other 3 currencies, if it is, you could expect a retracement down here to the 46-cent mark. But if we're out of the retracement and we're back on a bull run, then it might stop here at the 618 or the 49-cent level before continuing further up in its Elliott wave set. So that's that. This could be only like wave 3 potentially. 1, 2, yeah, or wave 2. Yeah. So we really got to establish where this peak ends, and it may not be done peaking yet. You know, it might go all the way up to here maybe. You know, so we'll definitely have to watch Ripple and see where it winds up. But a lot of the currencies are definitely doing real good, but you know, I wouldn't celebrate too much yet. Because I think it's only temporary. I think this is just a technical pivot. It's a little bump before Bitcoin will continue seeing further downside. So, I mean, gains like 40% are amazing. Ripple had a 10%, 11% day today. But, I mean, this is amazing. And look at that buy wall. Look at this buy wall. It's so strong. There's almost no sellers in the way. See, look at that. Look how many buyers. Just snapping up that Ripple. Snapping up that Ripple. Anyways, I'm Alex Crypto. Check out the website alexcrypto.com. Check me out on Twitter at AlexCryptoTV. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next video. Thanks.